Yo, what's good, my people? It's your boy, Big Chris, aka the Compton Animator, and I'm here to give you people another review. So tonight, we're going to review the WWE Raw, November 25th, 2013. And tonight's show, it starts off with a memorial piece, the little in memory thing for Mad Dog Vacon. I think that's how you say his name. I don't remember him. I was sitting there like, oh damn, do I remember him or not? I think I've seen him before, but yeah, older wrestler. And the show after that, the show kicks off with Randy Orton come to the ring, and he's basically telling everybody, y'all need to apologize to me for being a cynic and saying I wouldn't win the championship and all that stuff. A bunch of Randy Orton stuff. And the Authority comes out and they thank him, said he did good, and they knew he can do it. Yeah, you can do it, Randy. And stuff like that. And then he says he's the best champion in the last 50 years and that there's no other superstar that can beat him and there's no other superstar that's better than him. So then John Cena comes out. John Cena basically says that he's a great champion. There's two champions and he wants it to be one. Tells Randy Orton basically stop acting like a kid. This is a great idea. Triple H said it's a great idea. So they make a match for what's it called? For TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs. And it's going to be a match for the undisputed title. It's basically joining the belts again. And a unification match, which is Randy Orton versus John Cena in a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the title. Yeah. Like I said on my Survivor Series review, you can watch that if you're interested in what I have to say about Survivor Series. It's whatever. They can join the titles up. I don't want them to. I think it's kind of fun having two titles there. A title that leads up, that you get it, and that gets you to say, okay, yeah, I can do this, I can do that, and then that'll lead me up into getting the WWE title, and let the WWE title being the big company title, but the world title being the workers title. That's the one that you get when it shows that, yeah, I'm ready to go up to the bigger spot. I'm ready to be the guy. But they decided to do this instead. So yeah, it was okay for what it was. I'm okay with the match, and I just look at it like this now, that we're basically getting a match that's gonna hopefully mean that WWE doesn't have to try to make a gang of storyline for two different belts, which they're barely being able to make one for one belt right now. So yeah. Next, we had a really very good match right here with The Shield versus Rey Mysterio and the Rhodes brothers. And this was a very good match. We got a lot of nice little spots from The Shield. The beginning of the match showed Reigns going and quickly trying to beat up, I think it was Cody Rhodes or Goldust. Who was it in the ring first? It was Cody Rhodes. Reigns goes and he hits Cody Rhodes, and then the other two Shield members go and hit the other guys on the other side of the ring, and they basically started off with a nice little attack, and then very nice spots here and there. You get Rey Mysterio doing some nice things. Roman Reigns was very good in this match. He did, he ends up doing his spear on a couple of people and stuff, and just being the fucking beast in this match. Seth Rollins was nice here, and so was Dean Ambrose, who ends the match with Cody Rhodes trying to put Seth Rollins in his finisher. Then Dean Ambrose sneaks up, gets him inside of his finisher, and does it the forward DDT or whatever they want to call it, and ends up getting the pin there, and Shield coming over very dominant right here, but also still leaves Rey Mysterio and the Rhodes looking very dominant too. So yeah, it was a very good match right here, and a lot of nice storytelling to be done right there as well. And then next, the show goes downhill. So we get Miz comes out, he introduces Michael Strahan. You get Titus O'Neil, who comes out instead, dressed as Michael Strahan with the gap and everything. And he basically talks about like he's Michael Strahan. Miz jokes with him. They joke back with each other. Michael Strahan comes out, says you can't pull off the gap to Titus O'Neil. Then they do a segment where they try to hip toss each other. Michael Strahan ends up hip tossing both of them, and this ended up being a long ass segment that just dragged on. It was probably one of the worst parts of the night for me. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I hate this. This isn't funny at all. You know, it had some spots where I was like, yeah, that's funny. And but other than that, it was just very long, and it needed to be cut down a lot, man. This is long. The thing that we got from here is that he Michael Strahan said that later in the night there will be a match with Randy Orton but Del Rio versus John Cena and Big Show. So we got that from him, and he also tried to cut a promo here, and that was very weak. So yeah, we got that. Next, we had Big E Langston, Mark Henry versus Curtis Axel and Ryback. The thing I took away from this match is that Big E Langston and Mark Henry are very good together, and it was very fun just watching them be those big tough guys in this match and beating the shit out of Curtis Axel and Ryback. That was pretty fun to watch. Yeah, and then after the match, you get them joking around with each other and like hugging each other and saying, "Yeah, you motherfucking," and shit like that. So yeah, it was very nice to see them two in the ring together. And Mark Henry and Big E Langston ends up coming out with the win, and a pretty okay match right there. Next, we get a Total Divas versus so-called Real Divas, and basically a rematch from last night's Survivor Series. So it's basically another Survivor Series elimination match where Bella Twins and Eva Marie ends up coming out with the win here. The thing I took from this match, it was some nice spots here with JoJo. She basically pins Tamina, but the way she did it was very nice. Basically coming in after what's her name? Natalya basically beats up on her on Tamina, and then ends up getting JoJo in for the pin, and then I think it was AJ that comes in. No, it was Alicia Fox who comes in and does a backbreaker onto JoJo, and then slams the shit out of her on the ground. So that was very nice to see. Alicia Fox get a little bit of movements on it. I'll get a few moves on there, and then we get she gets pinned, and then we get AJ Lee who basically comes in and pins Natalya with a roll up. And Brie eliminates AJ Lee because AJ was basically celebrating and doing her crazy stuff. And I think another funny part of this match was Summer Rae comes in, and it's just her. Everybody else been eliminated. She's in the ring and she's getting ready to defend off against the Bellas and Eva Marie. So instead of like just try to muster up courage to fight these girls, she ends up saying okay, and just starts dancing to get her courage up, and she gets in there and fights with the girls, and they try to keep her from leaving the ring and stuff, and she gets pinned. So also Eva Marie had like I think one pin in the match as well, but second time JoJo was way better than Eva Marie, and Eva Marie got booed the hell out of tonight. So yeah. Let's get away from that. So yeah, Bella Twins and Whack Eva Marie won. Next we get Damian Sandow versus Dolph Ziggler in a Hamptons hardcore match. An okay match here. I think it was better than their Broadway brawl match. You had a nice set of moves here. They used the trash cans nice here, and Damian Sandow slapping, hitting Dolph Ziggler in the back with the paddle, and then doing this "You're Welcome" finisher on to him, slamming him onto the chairs was very nice as well. We also got some "We Want Ziggler" chants from the audience, which was like, fuck Ziggler. I mean, not Ziggler. "We Want Ryder" chants, and I was like, yeah, fuck Ryder. So yeah, it was an okay match right there. Ended up with Damian Sandow winning with a nice slam. After that, we got backstage segment with Santino Marella and Michael Strahan, and they were in the back talking to each other about something, and Eric Rowan from the Wyatt family came and was looking at him. He had a sheep mask on like he always does. Offered Strahan a sheep mask, and then Strahan puts it on. Santino acts scared, so he walks away before Eric Rowan comes over, and they basically look at each other with the sheep mask, and then Santino comes back and basically said he's scary, and Michael Strahan says, yeah, that's scary too. And Santino said something weird about Thanksgiving and stuff that was really stupid. So next in the ring we get Renee Young. She introduces CM Punk, and then she introduces Daniel Bryan, and CM Punk, Daniel Bryan basically cut a comedy skit right here, hyping up the crowd and stuff, and saying that, yeah, no matter what the authority throws at us, we're going to do our best to, kick ass. And basically saying that, yeah, they keep wanting to throw us and everybody else into handicap matches, and no matter how many people you put in there against us, you can put, he was saying like a gang of old school wrestlers name. He even said Colt Cabana at one point. So you can put all those guys in there against us and we will still beat them. And you had a part in there where CM Punk was asking the crowd different questions, and Daniel Bryan was saying yes to them. So yeah, that was pretty nice, and it was a pretty nice way to kick off before they match and give them a nice little promo, as being the fun guys and cutting a nice little fun promo. And then you get the Wyatts, the serious guys who comes in and they basically do their entrance, which is, I really like their entrance, and the entrance basically saying it's time to kick ass. So next match we get CM Punk versus the Wyatt family, the whole Wyatt family this time, and a very nice match right here. I really enjoyed this match. I think it was the second thing in the night that I actually enjoyed, and you got a lot of nice really spots between CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and the Wyatts. Some good character moments with Harper, Rowan, and Bray Wyatt acting really badass and tough here, and also some great move sets and technical moments with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. The match flowed very nicely and stuff. What else? I think they cut 2 commercial breaks in this match. Yeah, they did. I think they did. It was one commercial break, but yeah, they gave it a nice amount of time, and the match ends up ending with CM Punk. The Wyatt family comes in the ring and they end up beating up on Daniel Bryan, but then CM Punk comes in and they're beating up on him too, and the referee can't get control of the match, so he just calls for the bell. And then they end up just beating the shit out of Daniel Bryan. CM Punk tries to go help, but gets clotheslined by Luke Harper, and then the Wyatt family take Daniel Bryan and take him to the back to we don't know what's going to happen with him back there. They basically carry him to the back, and then CM Punk tries to get out the ring to go help and try to go get Daniel Bryan. That's when the Shield comes out, spears the shit out of CM Punk, and basically triple power bombs him in the center of the ring. So yeah, I really like this segment. The match was very fun. The promo before the match with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan was fun, and the ends with them carrying Daniel Bryan off, and then the Shield spearing CM Punk was very interesting, and I'd like to see where they go with this from here. To me, this was my main event. I think if they would have had this at the end of the show, that would have been very fun to see, and I was way more interested in this than I was in most of everything else on the show, even though we had a couple more segments that were enjoyable, that I enjoyed pretty much, but a lot of the show was just average at best. Some of it was bad, like the Michael Strahan and Miz segment, but yeah, we can keep going, and next we get a match with Kofi Kingston and The Miz. They've been having like a back and forth for the last 2 weeks with each other. The Miz not helping Kofi in their tag match, and then at Survivor Series last night, the kickoff show, Kofi slapping The Miz at the end of their match. They start off the match really nicely where they go in for the handshake but end up slapping each other. Then we get a nice little match here. Then it ends with The Miz going in for the roll-up. And Kofi Kingston just ends like looking baffled, like what the fuck, and like he just lost again, because he did just lose again, but he just lost again, so he's like, what the fuck, how'd that happen? So yeah, you get The Miz going over twice against Kofi Kingston. Plus, it was just a really nice, fun, quick match here. The crowd really didn't give a fuck for it. I really don't care. This crowd was iffy tonight, man. They were cool for some segments, but they're more into themselves than anything else. I really don't get the idea of coming to pay, all $40 to $50 for a ticket, then just chant a bunch of bullshit during the matches and stuff. Like, get into the matches, man. Like, you may not like everything, but at least get into some of the stuff that's happening. It's this whole thing after what was it? After WrestleMania crowd this year, that they did all that stuff and people loved it. Now everybody wants to be that crowd. So yeah, it just makes me sick, and it's really stupid to me. So yeah, The Miz comes out with the win here, and we get a nice little match between them two. I like that part. Next, we get R-Truth. He introduces Xavier Woods to the ring. Xavier Woods comes out with the hold on one second. Yeah, Xavier Woods comes out with the Funkadactyls, and Xavier Woods is basically doing the the Brodus Clay entrance, and he actually does it way better than Brodus Clay would ever did. And yeah, it was a pretty entertaining entrance, and he basically, saying, okay, yeah, we're putting over Xavier Woods. Let me introduce him and let me give him a good entrance. He gets that, and we start off with him versus Xavier Woods versus Heath Slater, and an okay match. The crowd wasn't into this as well; they didn't like it really at all. So yeah, that was an okay segment. It was pretty nice right there. Xavier Woods comes out with the win here, and yeah, that was pretty okay. After that, we got the Bellas. Michael Strahan in the back. The Bellas come to get him to sign a football. Then the Funkadactyls get him to sign a football. Then Eva Marie comes in and she talks about. She tells him to watch her on Total Divas, she was just awkward, man. It was no feeling in anything. She's a pretty girl, but I really think she's just horrible on TV. Like, put her in the magazines and stuff, but get her off of TV, man. Like, she's pretty. She's really pretty. What can I say? She's really pretty, but she just has no charisma at all. And then Goldust comes in with his blonde wig on and basically does that thing to Michael Strahan, and that was pretty funny. But the worst part about this was the announcers giggling and making noises and stuff like that during the segment and stuff. Like, I was like, man, cut their mics off. Like, JBL and Cole and King can be cool sometimes, but lately a lot of the times they're just annoying and they don't let the segments be the segments. They laugh, make fun and everything, and I'm like, dude, let these segments be them. Let them at least try to work. You put them in there for a reason, so let them try to work it. After that, we get let's see what we get after that. Okay, so I forgot to talk about this, but another funny thing that happened tonight that kind of made me like some of Raw was that we get Mick Foley doing one of those shop.com things. Where he's, basically giving a promo code and introducing all the stuff. And he basically does it where he starts off as Mick Foley, then he turns into Do Love, then he turns into Mankind. So yeah, that was a pretty funny thing. Just seeing him doing all his characters and stuff like that. I saw him on Facebook say he didn't want to do Cactus Jack because they're kind of the same now, as that Cactus Jack and Mankind are kind of the mixtures of both of them. So yeah, that was a pretty fun little segment right there, and I like him doing the shop thing. Then after that, we got a match with Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio, and versus Big Show and John Cena. The thing I took away from this match was the concussion thing they did with Big Show was pretty entertaining. Seeing Del Rio do his kick thing and then Big Show looking like he's about to be concussed. So that added some but some story right there. Like, they're beating the shot at Big Show, and then you got the punt from last night that Big Show took. So I like that. People may not like the whole concussion thing, them doing it again, but I like how they did it. I think they set it up nicely and stuff. Along with that, we got sorry about that. I thought somebody was standing there. Along with that, we got what else? Some other stuff with Randy Orton, some moves and stuff. It was an okay match. The thing that I didn't like about it was how Cena won. He just won. Like, it was no build up to his win. There wasn't no like, oh, I'm getting beat up, or we building up this. I do this move, then I win. He just counters and wins. So yeah, that was the end, and him and Big Show won. And then Del Rio tries to come and attack, and Cena wins by STF. Del Rio tries to come and attack to get STF'd. Gets AA'd, then Orton comes in, hits him with the belt, and holds up both belts over Cena. So the show ends like that. Yeah. It was I give the show a C-. There were some fun spots here. I wanted to give the show a D, but I had to go to C because the Shield match was good. The Wyatt's and CM Punk and Daniel Bryan match was good. I like the Xavier Woods part. I like the Mankind backstage shop.com segments, and I like the I don't know if I said it, but the Miz match. I like the Xavier Woods match, and yeah, it was some parts in here that I really liked, and they made it worth watching the show. But then there were a lot of parts that was just either filler, or it was just like, this is just boring. And a lot of the crowd, I don't blame the crowd, some of the parts like the end where they just weren't into the show at all. You know, they were chanting Cena sucks, Cena, yes, go Cena, and Cena sucks, but you know, they weren't into the end of the match. They weren't into the main storyline of unifying the belts. I mean, even at the beginning, they weren't into it. So yeah, this video's going on 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna end it. Yeah, I give the show a C-, and find me on the internet at Big Chris 145 Compton Animator. You can find me on there. I'll put my Twitter, everything else at the bottom. And yeah, keep watching wrestling. It'll get better, people. This is the time of the year where it just slows down. Believe me, so once it hits Royal Rumble, things will get better. So yeah, we just gotta slug through this. I mean, this is usually a time where some people will stop watching and just come back at the Rumble. So yeah, you know, it'll get better, people. Believe me, it'll get better. Peace.